Okay, so we're getting ready to do a clown car sketch here. Okay, let me flip some of this around. Okay, so I've got my live chat screen on here. I'm also... Okay. Okay, so let's get started. Hopefully I can fit all of this in my... Okay, where am I? Okay, I don't have to start it up so high. I need to just remember to give myself some room here. I'm making a little VW bug cut type of... little VW bug here. I'm going to get at least... I'm going to see if I can get at least one clown in here. At the beginning before I finish off with the rest of the car. Let's see here if I can do that. Let's get at least one clown in here. Okay, so they're hanging their heads out the top of the car is what they're doing. Okay. Okay, they got those big old cheesy, cheeky grins here. Let's see. Okay. Big old clown nose right here. And then the big old jolly eyebrows. Do you see that? Big old jolly eyebrows right there. Oh, that looks pretty darn good. Pretty good. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of clown hair here. Let's do a little bit more clown hair here. There is nothing... Oh my gosh, what did we do there? I don't think I left myself enough room. Well, yeah, we're going to get it done. I didn't leave myself enough room, but I've got enough room to actually do this. I didn't think I was going to have enough room, but I do actually. Okay, so... Okay, so that works. Absolutely, that works. Yay! I am happy that that worked. Okay, so we've got our clown car going on here. We're just doing a little pencil sketching here, having a little bit of fun by ourselves. It's one of the things that I learned how to do when I was young. Have fun by myself and create my own fun. Now this hand... Oh my goodness, I put too many fingers on. Hello. Okay, let me see who is chit-chatting here. Oh, Yoshimo Vivo. Well, hello, Vivo. Yoshimo Vivo. Is that music? YouTube music? Vivo? Or is there another meaning to Vivo? I'm not sure. I know that Vivo is a music group that's on YouTube, and that's why I recognize it. Okay, there we've got that clown coming out the top of the car. Okay, I did pretty good with that one. Okay, let's see if we can't get another clown here going out the top of the car. Okay, so we at least have something here showing that we're doing something here. We're doing something kind of fun. I'm drawing the hair here, the clown hair. Okay, we've got the face that come down like that. This little mouth is here like that. Great big, jolly, jovial clown mouth. Great big nose. I was going to do Pinocchio type nose. I love the Pinocchio type nose too. There's the eye here. We got an eye. And we know that clowns love to honk their horns. They just have always loved to honk their horns. There's nothing more that clowns love to do than honk their horns. And they are obnoxious. I mean, clowns are absolute trolls at times. They're I mean, my goodness, I don't know what to say anymore about them. They're obnoxious. Okay, so okay, I've got a, what am I doing here? Okay, so we've got to go down this way and up a little bit. And okay, so I've got a little fun little thing right here. Okay, now we got to draw its hand on here. Oh, let me finish the arm here. We got to do a little bit of finishing the arm somewhat, or make it look somewhat like an arm, even though we're sketching this kind of fast. Okay, now we got to draw the fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and so we're going to take this on down, and it's going to go down this direction. Okay, so, okay, I need to do that just a little bit better. Even though it's a sketch, I think I can do it a little bit better. I should have done it lighter maybe, until I was just trying to see, to fit it in my drawing here. That's what I was trying to do. Maybe I shouldn't draw so hard. Or press so hard. Okay. Okay, that's a little bit better. And now we'll do a little bit of cross hatching in here. If you guys can kind of tell what that is. I mean, this goes hand in hand with the clowns, right? Okay, so I've got, now I'm going to work a little bit here on the front window. Hopefully I can get this thing. Okay. Now we've got, okay, let me see here. Oh, hello, we've got more people chatting. I'm going to get, Kim. Hello, Kim. You responded here. Someone respond. Yes, Kim, I see you here. Kim said hi. If it's not only me, no, you're not the only one here. Nice guy. Hi, beautiful superior. He's back again. He's back. Okay, I'm going to read his comment. Hi, beautiful superior white goddess. I know my place as a black man. I respect you. Beautiful superior queen. God bless you. Okay. Well, thank you so much. I'm going to share something with you today, nice guy. Now, I was watching C-SPAN tonight, and they had this person on, and they said that they were one of the few black people who went scuba diving. They were talking about black people scuba diving, men mostly. It was really interesting. And so they said that, that's something that just hasn't been talked about much. And so they were given kind of a little history lesson to C-SPAN about black people who go scuba diving. I've never heard of a black woman going scuba diving. I'm sure that probably has happened before. It's just we've not heard about it. That's all. In history. There's just a lot of things that we don't hear about with ethnicities. And I know when I visited the Caribbean, they were doing scuba diving they didn't have, I'm not going to have enough room for, oh well, I guess we're just going to do it like this. Or maybe I will have enough room if I can. But I just thought it was kind of an interesting story, it wasn't one of those that was just pushing nonsense. It was one of those that was pushing a history of, how we always hear black people talking about that they didn't get to do this and they didn't get to do that. The ones like my ex-husband. And so it's good to hear from people who have a different story who say, yeah, we were doing these things. It's just, we just didn't hear about it. We didn't have a platform to talk about it. And so C-SPAN is highlighting a lot of that, actually, from what I hear. C-SPAN has always kind of been talking about a lot of things that black people actually get to do and have done over the decades. And so, some of the activism groups are telling a great, big, huge lie when it comes down to things that black people have not got to do. And the ones like my second ex-husband, he is just a great, big, bold-faced, fat liar. Black people have been able to do things. So, I mean, my gosh, they're police officers and sheriffs and in the military. And so, and I knew that when I was a military spouse. It's like, for the most part, everybody got along, and, things were, they weren't perfect, but, everybody pretty much got along. I want to be your black slave, beautiful. Can you draw me a superior white goddess? No, I'm not going to draw you a superior white goddess because I don't believe in it. I might just draw a goddess of some sort, or maybe, you know what? Maybe I'll draw a dragon goddess. I would prefer drawing a dragon goddess than actually going into that, continuing down that path of things that are controversial. That makes people's hearts hurt and things like that. I mean, do we have a white goddess even? I mean, I've never heard of it before. I just haven't. It's like women have never been worshipped. And I don't think women should be worshipped, because then that goes down a path of something else. Women just want equality, not worshipped. Just equality. That's all we ask for, is equality, not being worshipped. We don't need to be worshipped. But see, I just feel like there's an ulterior motive when I hear someone say they want to worship a woman. There's just, that screams all over it. Ulterior motive, ulterior motive, ulterior motive when you say you want to worship a woman. Do you think that? Do you think that the same way or not? Okay, my clown car looks terrible here. Okay, we're just going to keep going anyway, even though it's kind of, the tires are sort of in sad shape here. We're going to keep working on it. And okay, we're going to take it on back this direction. Oh, my clown car is in really sad shape. You know what? Maybe this is just going to become part of the picture. I am messing my I don't have enough room on my paper. That's why. I just don't have enough room. Maybe, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to take, and instead of making the clown car fully, because I just plain don't have enough room, I am just going to kind of do some little things like this with the clown car. And I'm going to Zentangle it on out here like that. I am just going to do this because I don't have enough room. And so I think this is going to work, because I was working on a smaller, yeah, that's going to work. Okay, I like this. Okay, so we have a tiny, and this will give me room for my other two clowns here that I've got. Okay, we're going to put you in here. And we're going to go down here like that, because we're making a little hat. Let's see what else they have to say. Now I want to do the conversation. Okay, so Nice Guy says, can you draw my name is Eddie? Name is Black Slave Eddie. I do worship a white woman. I do anything to be her black slave. Beautiful. Can you draw my picture profile and my name It's Black Slave Eddie, so I could be with you, superior white goddess. Um, Eddie. No, I'm not going to draw your name on here right now. I'm not going to draw Eddie's name on here right now. I don't have enough room, actually. I'm just trying to fit in what I have here. Trying to get my clowns to fit in this small space here that I have. Okay, so I've got, okay, I got to do the steering wheel. A little bit of steering wheel there like that. Okay, so we're going to add in a little bit of clown here. Okay, that looks kind of like a tongue, but I think that's okay. We're going to leave it like that. That looks okay there like that. Now we've got one more that's kind of hanging out the side. I want to work on this, though, a little bit, because what I'm going to do is I want to make these little curves here. That's why I said we're going to Zentangle this one. We're going to add some tangles in here. Okay, let's do a circle here. When all else fails, improvise. Okay, now I want to go in the opposite direction on this one. That's what I'm going to do, is go in the opposite direction. I guess I went in the opposite direction on that one, both directions. Okay, that looks pretty good. That's the effect that I'm sort of looking to. Please draw my profile in the... Let me see what he's saying. Please draw my profile in the future. Can you draw it? Next, my queen. The drawing is nice, superior white goddess. Okay, let me look and see. I want to see what your profile is. I was going to do the emojis. I know I said I was going to do the emojis, and that's something I want to do too. I kind of forgot about that I was looking at them earlier today. I mean, the emoji thing, the emoji kitchen. Okay, so I want to go to your channel. I want to see what your you want me to draw that guy? I don't think I'm going to draw that guy. I'm going to find I can do something with the name Nice Guy. That's what I think. I can do something with the name Nice Guy. I don't know who that guy is. But I can do something with the name Nice Guy if that's what you're asking. Please, beautiful, name it Black Slave Eddie, please. I'm not going to name it Black Slave Eddie. I know, why do I have a feeling I know where this is coming from? I've shared this story before, and I'm not going to say it right now. It's actually kind of funny, though. Maybe I should tell what the story is. Maybe I should tell what the story is. Should I tell you guys what the story is? Nice Guy is begging now. Maybe I should tell what the story is, because it's kind of ties in when I worked at my appropriated funding job. or it wasn't appropriated funding, it was non-appropriated. It was NAF. It wasn't, I was never appropriated funding. I was just NAF, non-appropriated funding. But I worked with this guy. Okay, so I worked in I've shared with you guys that I've worked in the hotel industries before on a military base. And that is a clown show of its own. That's a whole nother clown show. And so anyway, there was this guy named, none of the people are there even anymore, so they're not even going to know who I'm talking about. They're not, it's been so long, none of them are there anymore. So there was this guy named Eddie, and so I worked with a bunch of guys who were African American in my job. And that was mostly what we had, was just black men that were working in the hotel industries, you know. So they'd retired, gotten out of the military, and so they were working like in the laundry, and you know, when they get out, they help them find jobs and things like that. And so that's where they give them the jobs, is on the military base. And so they get the better paying jobs than what the family members get. And so they actually got paid more than what I got, you know. So I was just a clerical staff, that's all I was, and they got paid more money. And so anyway, there was one guy named Eddie. That was his name, was Eddie. And so this is just ties in with today so much. I can't tell you how much it ties in, which is so silly. Okay, so his name was Eddie, and there was this other guy named Bill, and he was a black guy. And I remember he had glasses. His wife was active duty in the military. And so Bill did the deliveries to the different buildings on post, you know. So now it's ran by a private organization, I believe, but at that time was when the military was doing it, you know. And so I worked in a warehouse. And so Marshall Airfield, near Marshall Airfield. And so anyway, and so Bill drove a van, and he delivered supplies to the different buildings and things like that. And Bill was always there telling me about Eddie, and he said, I mean, because we had another manager named Tom, and Bill says, Eddie's always got his nose up Tom's butt. He said, he pretty much was saying that Eddie was Tom's bitch, more or less. That's kind of what he was saying. It was just kind of silly. I just want to be your YouTube channel, Black Slave Beauty. That's me in the profile, Superior White Goddess. Please draw me beautiful. No, I'm not going to draw the guy in the picture. No, I'm not going to draw him. And so anyway, I liked Bill. And so we sit there and we're talking. Now, Bill, he would sit there and he'd ask me if I ever wanted to date my boss. And I said, no, why in the world would I want to do that? I told him, no, I don't want to date my boss. Now, my boss was a black man as well. And he's like, I don't know, I just wondered if you'd ever be attracted to him. And I said, no, I'm not attracted to my boss. That's insane, crazy. I don't think about him that way. And he's like, oh, okay. And he was asking me that all the time. He'd always ask me if I was attracted to my boss. And I told him, I said, no, I don't. I said, look at all the church stuff he does. And so Bill was always there. He's like, yeah, we just kind of have to get used to it and listen to him doing all this church stuff. And he was always at work pushing his church music, playing his church music and stomping his feet. And then he'd stop and he would lecture us. And he was consistently lecturing us and telling us. Now he was what, about maybe 10 years tops older than us. So we were kind of like, I kind of thought of him as in the same generation that I was. But my boss, he just felt like he had to witness to us related to church at work. And I had always heard that it was against the law to certain degrees to be doing that, to be preaching at work like that all the time. I mean, that's what I always heard, but apparently that wasn't true. Let me see if I can get my other part in here that I wanted in here. Okay, so what I had here, and so you know, so there were some laundry people that would come around. Oh, they were, oh my gosh, they were so much fun. The laundry people, and they were, I can't remember what it was called, post laundry or something like that. And they did the bed sheets, and um, they would bring, well, they would drop, well, I think they dropped them off at the hotel, though, at the hotels, though, at the guest lodging. That's what we called it, guest lodging. It wasn't actually hotels, even though they are hotels. But I think they have nice hotels on military bases now, nicer than what they were in the past, or that's my understanding. That they have nicer hotels there now than what they had in the past, because, you know, on military bases, for crying out loud, they're just run down hunks of garbage, and, you know, they're not taken care of very well, and they're old World War II barracks and things like that. You know, that's what we stayed in. Actually, that's kind of what I was most comfortable staying in, was the old World War II barracks. Now, I wouldn't want to now, because they're completely falling apart. The World War II barracks pretty much don't even exist anymore, because of the fact that, you know, but it's like, well, they had these buildings, they were, and they were making more and more of them. But I think they keep having, my boss kept talking about the reduction in forces, the RIF, and he said, you know, we're going to be having a RIF. I didn't know what that meant. And so each time he said that about a RIF, I wouldn't have thought that he was talking about possibly like my job or something like that. Well, then the other guy, his wife got orders to move someplace else. I think they were moving overseas or something. So she was in the military. So he had to go. So he had to leave. And so I still had my job. He moved. And so my boss actually didn't hire anybody else after that. He didn't hire anybody else. And so he had me doing the other guy's job. And the other guy made $1 more an hour than what I made. He didn't give me a raise or anything. And he had me doing his job and my job. And he didn't give me a raise or anything like that. And so I had, when the other guy left, then I had more responsibilities dumped on me for the same pay. But yet the other guy, he was getting more pay than me. So you want to talk about slavery. Why is it? I mean, the black men were making more money than what I was in non-appropriated funding, in guest lodging. So you want to talk about slavery. Let's talk about slavery, if you're going to talk about that. So I am ugly, superior white goddess. I always wanted to be a beautiful white woman, black slave, and you're drop dead gorgeous. I think beautiful. Can you just draw my name? No, I'm not going to draw your name. No, I'm not interested in, I'm just not interested, no. No, those days are over. You know, it didn't, nothing productive came out of that, or, you know, it's just, you know, to me, I always said what they were doing is they would get out of the military. And, you know, when I listened to Fox News, they were always saying, well, you got the fox guarding the hen house. And, you know, in a roundabout sort of way, that's true. I kind of felt like that. You know, the cowards of the county get out. They want to guard the hen house. But they're, you know, they make a lot of money in those non-appropriated funding jobs. I know they were talking about that today on C-SPAN. They said they're really well paid. And they were talking about all these government employees who make all this money. And that's true. They make a whole lot of money. And it's like, what about everybody else? You know, and you want to take away money from the rest of us, from military spouses. Where do military spouses get help? We don't. I mean, like the man said, was it TikTok I was watching him? He was an active duty lieutenant. and shall I say he was a black man at that. I asked him a question. I said, well, what do you guys do, like, for example, with spouses, when you get divorced? And he's like, oh, we just forget about them. I'm like, oh, okay, you just forget about them. That sounds about right for the military. I thought you guys did things you were... Now, my philosophy is that if you can't defend your wife as an active duty military, I don't want to hear a goddamn thing from you. I don't want to hear anything. If you can't defend your wife, if you can't defend the person you hate the most, which is your ex-wife, I don't want to hear a fucking thing from you. And you guys can't do it. You can't do it. You can't pass the bar. You fail every time. I don't want to hear it. And most men will never pass that bar. I don't even know how they get to be attorneys. That's the whole thing. Even the JAG attorneys, it's like, you guys can't do it. You can't do it. Now, women, on the other hand, I know women are pissed off at things, but, usually women will try to keep a cool and level head about things most of the time, unless they're pushed so much and, you just got a big jerk or something like that. But, you've got, this is the thing I've thought, you've got 18-year-old young men in the military who become JAG officers, don't know a thing about life, have no life experience whatsoever. And we're relying on them for legal precedence in the United States. I mean, something is absolutely wrong. I don't care about your money. I'm not interested in your money. I'm not interested in your money. You should have been getting money that the black people... I know, you're absolutely right. I should have been getting the more money because they were making more money than me. And when they're doing those appropriated funding jobs, they're making $100K a year or more. This is the black people getting this money in appropriated funding. So a lot of them are lying about the money that they're getting. They're getting money, all right. Because that's a topic of discussion, is that appropriated funding. I mean, my gosh, those GS positions, they make a lot of money. I mean, there are jobs with the Army Corps of Engineers for $120,000 a year. I applied for one of those jobs and I didn't get it. I know you don't respect me, beautiful, because I want to be your black slave. I don't want a black slave. I have zero desire to have anything to do with that type of relationship, an intimate relationship with a black man. I mean, if I just, that's not, those days are done. You have my second husband to blame for that. And you also have the rap music industry to blame for that too. I always said, and I'll keep saying it, the rap music industry did a really, really good job with the music in how and what they think about women. Oh my gosh. I mean, the lyrics and things that they were singing about women, that's telling what they think about women. And it's like when like Maya Angelou said, when someone tells you who they are, believe them. And so I liked Maya Angelou. She was a lovely person, and she had some kind words to say about things. And so now, granted, when we don't have, sometimes listening to cliches, sometimes it helps. There's times that it doesn't help. When you're in the midst of trauma and, things are happening fast and they're happening right away and you have no help, it is very hard. I guarantee you that. It takes a lot of time to get over things. And so I just have no desire to, those days are gone. I mean, and the military keeps putting in young men who have never been married, don't have any life's experience, and No wonder they can't figure things out. No wonder things keep going wrong. You know, it's like when you have fresh eyes joining the military. Every year you have fresh young eyes. They're full of inspiration. They want to have a good life, their own self, when they get out. But yet, when they get out, they're soured, they're bitter and angry. And it's like our society is reflecting that more and more and more. Um, and do you guys wonder why? Well, we have inflation. We do have the private sector to blame for that. The government is overspending. And this is one of the things that I'd always mention too when I was in my non appropriated funding job. My boss was invited over to appropriated funding. So we were non appropriated, which means that we just didn't have, we had limitations, more limitations. So since we were non appropriated, we had limitations on, the first thing to go is going to be the guest services, my job. That's what I felt like the first thing to go would be my job. And, even though I hoped that I got to keep my job, I wanted to go back into the hotel management. I thought it would have been fun. And after I got my college degree, but they said they didn't have any jobs open. But I didn't realize they were privatizing it though either. And, so, they made really good money, but there was one time, I went over with my boss to appropriated funding. They said they had extra money left over. And so they gave us I think it was $250,000 or something. It was a whole bunch of money to buy a whole bunch of stuff. So they were sharing their money with non-appropriated funding. So what we did was we bought a bunch of new TVs that we really didn't need. So he took me over and, because I had to do worksheets and stuff like that. And he was only required to do a 10% audit. That's all he had to do. So sometimes things would disappear out of the guest lodging. And sometimes it just disappeared. They would just disappear like a couch or something like that. And even then, there was times me and him were carrying a couch up the steps. So it was so I would have it would just be me and him carrying a couch. He's like, come on, you can do it. You can do it. And, so we were trying to carry couches up. Didn't even have a dolly or anything like that. Didn't have elevators or anything. And let's see. Black lives don't matter. Only white lives matter. Superior goddess. Oh my God, that guy was writing too much to you. I think human lives matter. That's just kind of something I've thought my own self. But you guys are kind of twisted with your logic, I think, sometimes. That's kind of what I think. You're twisted with your logic. Okay, so we've got one more clown to draw coming out of our clown car here. This should be fun. This should be a fun, I actually want to add more right here, more of these little things. Yeah. And so, I mean, when it comes to influencing, influencing is influencing people to do things maybe they wouldn't ordinarily do. I mean, which we call propaganda. I mean, is that you want to influence people to do things that they wouldn't ordinarily do, they don't want to do? I mean, what is a purpose for that? I mean, my preference would be, okay, let's influence us to have a woman president, to have equal pay, more pay, or either that or bring the pay down. So the pay's brought down on everybody. So since we're running out of money, I mean, this is the thing I've always said. If it's true that we're running out of money, some people say, oh, the Federal Reserve just prints more money, which that's money in, money out. That's not intended to be an investment in anything. That's money in, money out. That's an investment in people. That's making sure people are taken care of. But the private sector, on the other hand, and the hotel industry and housing has their hands out. It's like, oh, let's just keep raising prices, keep raising prices. Well, the Fed and the central banking system is a big part of that problem. I mean, they're a big part of that problem. So, and there's nothing I can do about that. Imagine that one person, the Federal Reserve has control over our country that much. One person, one man. It basically runs our country that much to make decisions about, well, that's the interest rates, though. But then the private sector is a lot of other people who just decide, oh, well, we're going to raise our rates higher and higher and higher on people, and our fees, and we're going to just continue making people homeless. It's like, well, does the federal government know that the federal government right now is to blame for making people homeless? And Donald Trump is big into real estate. He's making people homeless. But I know they're sheltering the man from the sentiment of how people really feel about him right now. I've been told they're sheltering him. And now I saw an article. This article said that Donald Trump is having problems with swelling in his legs and he's close to amputation. Now, that's the story that I saw. I don't know what the rest of you are seeing, but they're saying that he's just disappeared off the radar and they don't know where he's at. He just disappeared, and they're saying he's been having a huge cognitive decline and that he might be facing amputation because of the swelling in his legs. That's what they're saying. I mean, I read this. I mean, am I to believe the article or not believe the article? So why is it that Donald has selective truths? He wants us to believe him, but then other articles are fake news. Now I know I know absolutely not to believe anything that I see on TV or the internet. I mean, even what I'm doing here is fake. I'm not actually drawing this. I just think I'm drawing it, but presumably it's fake. So it's a fake drawing. I'm not really drawing it because I'm told everything on the internet is fake. It's not real. I'm not a real person. I am a robot, or that's what I've been told, that I'm a robot. So now there's people who are convincing me that I'm a robot. I'm not real. I'm not a real person. Nothing on the internet is real. And so, yeah. Okay, let's see here. You're understanding me, superior white goddess. I'm understanding who? Who am I understanding? The only person I really want to understand is my billboard attorney. That's the only person. I mean, in his Speedo. Now, I designed my nice hot man. I really don't want him to be advertising that in the middle of the highway, but he is right now. He is. You've got to go see my billboard attorney in the middle of the highway, man. And it's like, that's my ideal man, and he looks a little bit like Hunter. And I'm thinking, I don't want him advertising himself like that, because then other women are going to want him. But yet he's doing it. I really don't want him doing that. And so I just want to be your black slave so bad. I love your racist joke. I don't have any racist jokes. I really don't. I don't have any racist jokes. We've been told so much that they're offensive to people that, I just don't see any. If it's harmful to people, it's better that black people, you need to go to someone who's black to tell you racist jokes, because that's not something I'm going to do. I don't find it funny. In fact, I actually I don't find cursing that funny either. Let me see if even though I do curse, time to time myself. I think it's just a word. You know, so but I don't know what racist jokes. That's kind of like genderism jokes. You know, we've told a lot of genderism jokes over the decades, and so people have made what they called they called them the Walmart women commercials of the woman who fell out of the window. They called those Walmart commercials. Walmart internet commercials. And we, for decades, I was getting these images of these very chubby women who are like 1,000 pounds, and she fell from a tall building and went splat on the pavement. And you guys all know what pictures those are. And so people started telling me, "Oh, those are Walmart commercials." And it's like, "Oh, okay." And then maybe a couple years ago, there was some women who said, "Well, there goes our jobs are gone. Our jobs, you know." So they were the ones who were the big ladies swimming in the swimming pool, the great big women. They said, "Well, we lost our jobs." And so they were the great big women who were swimming in the swimming pool, which, you know, on the internet. They lost their, you know, so they were one of the first ones to go, just like me. You know, those of us who are doing boring stuff on the internet that nobody wants to hear, you know, because we lost our income. So there's a lot of people who lost their things that they were doing on the internet. And, you know, there was a lot of problems that were caused along the way related to the protesting and stuff like that. And, you know, I mean, so there just seems to be a pivot over to things that are just not important, where we should be focusing on things that are important for the American public, not the things that are not important. And I don't know. It's just a big clown shit show is what's going on here. Okay, let me, my tire still looks pretty bad, but we're just going to leave it like that, actually, because this is kind of a satire, and so it's okay for it to be exaggerated. The ones you was playing on YouTube, what ones I was playing on YouTube? Oh, oh, I know what you're talking about. You mean I know exactly what you're talking about, I think. Let me go over here and I'm going to tell you what it is. Because I thought that was funny. Absolutely, this was funny. Are you talking about the donkeys by any chance? Are you talking about the donkeys? Let's see. That one came up not that long ago. Where did you go? Oh, where did you go? You came up not that long ago. Oh, Donkey Jack. Where did you go? Where did you go? Donkey. Okay, I had a video I tried to recycle. Okay, let me see if I can find it. No, not old. Let's go popular. I think it might show up. It might show up. Oh, is this it? Oh, yes. Okay, I'm going to turn, since this is my video, I'm going to turn it on so we can listen to it. No, not old. Let's go popular. I think it might show up. It might show up. Oh, is this it? Oh, yes. Okay, I'm going to turn, since this is my video, I'm going to turn it on so we can listen to it. No, not old. Let's go popular. I think it might show up. It might show up. Oh, is this it? Oh, yes. Okay, I'm going to turn, since this is my video, I'm going to turn it on. Let's go popular. I think it might show up. It might show up. Oh, is this it? Oh, yes. Okay, I'm going to turn, since this is my video. Okay, so I had to mute it. We don't want to just listen to the echo. Otherwise, we're listening to the loop. Is that what you're talking about? Is that what you're talking about? That's not a racist joke. That's, I mean, that's towards the Democrats, isn't it? I mean, that's what I was thinking, because when I go, let me go over here. That's not a racist joke. What does it say? Just a jackass who loves playing donkey. Yeah, that's what I named my video here, was just a jackass who loves playing donkey. Democrats. Yes, just a jackass who loves playing donkey, Democrats. Um, and so I thought that was fun. Just a jackass who loves playing donkey, Democrats. Um, that sounds so sus, or am I dirty-minded? You know what? It's okay to be both. I don't know what sus is. Oh, suspect? Is that what sus is short for, suspect? You can play some racist jokes, superior white goddess. I love you. No, I don't want to play any racist jokes. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. Um, I absolutely don't want to do that. I mean, for crying out loud, I'm not into hurting people's feelings. I mean, it's like I've actually been physically abused by my ex-husband for hurting his little pissy-assed feelings with what he did to me. And so it's not that important to me, actually. And I was kind of raised, you know, my mom always said, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Now, that's just a kid thing. And I know it's like that leads to censorship and self-censorship, and I just don't have a desire to say things that are racist, you know? I mean, I've been told that things I say are, or that I don't, that because I don't want to date a certain type of person, that I would be racist. And it's like, okay, well, okay, I'm just going to grow old gracefully by myself then. If that's the case, I'm just going to be by myself forever to appease a black man who calls me racist, or an Asian man who calls me racist, because I'm not interested in dating them. And it's like, no, I don't think I'm going to do that. You know, I'm at a point where, okay, I'm comfortable. Maybe I'm going to be by myself the rest of my life. I'm comfortable with that thought process. I'm comfortable not knowing what the future has in store for me. And I'm comfortable with that because I've always been comfortable with that my whole life. I don't know what the future has in store for me. So I'm just going to keep making silly videos. And so I have a couple of things here for me, and that's drawing, my adult colorings, coloring and sketching and doing things like this. I still have this to do. You know, if the internet didn't exist anymore, I have this to do too. I can do this, and which this is actually kind of fun. So I took my my image and I made it, my goodness, completely different. But I like this. I mean, I don't know what that is, but that's really, you know, I didn't give myself enough room, but I like this better than the original image. I really do. I like this better than the original image. So this is one of them that I came up with something that's pretty cool. Let's add more into the hair here. The clown here. Oh, this is kind of interesting right there in the clown hair. It looks like I made the number 3 or an M there, which I did sort of. That's cool. Or upside down is a W. See, this is why I have pareidolia, a bad case of pareidolia. And so, oh, remember to thumbs up and subscribe too. That would be awesome if you guys would thumbs up and subscribe. My tire looks, yeah, we're just going to leave it like this, I guess. The tire looks sad. It's a sad little old tire there. It kind of, well, it kind of reminds me of the Amish horse and buggy picture that I did with AI. And it actually put the tires on the front of the horse carriage. So it's like, well, how in the world is the horse going to be able to move the carriage that way? So actually, this is pretty in line with what AI does. And so if you guys are going to keep accusing me of being AI, I'm just going to draw drawings like AI does. I think that's appropriate and that'll work for me. I'll just keep drawing drawings like AI draws them because humans draw them that way too. Right? Right. Absolutely. That's what we do. This is pretty cool. I like this. Okay, let's see what he's saying. That's that sounded like some noise coming from a couple's bedroom. You're okay. Do you want to hear it again? Do you want to hear that noise again? Um, you put, I love racist white woman. I love being. Oh, I'm not repeating that word. No, I'm not saying that word. You can say that. Okay, you want to be called a ginger? You want to be called a ginger. Is that what you want to be called, as a ginger? We can call you a ginger. I mean, the clowns probably have ginger color hair, right? You know, gingers have souls too. Okay? He says, I love racist white woman. I love being called a ginger by a beautiful white woman. It's so hypnotic, my queen. It's a beautiful drawing, superior white goddess. You love it. Okay. Okay, ginger. Okay, ginger. What is a ginger superior white goddess? Gingers have souls. Do you know how to spell nice guy? I'm not telling this joke. This is a joke you're going to have to figure out on your own. You know, the bed crackling. Do you want to hear some more? We can play I'm going to be quiet here for a minute. And then I'm going to play that video again. Let me find it before I turn my sound back on, so you guys can hear the sounds coming from the couple's bedroom. Hang on a second here and we'll get it going again. Okay, did I pause? I hope I paused my video. Okay, yeah, I've got it paused, and then I'm going to be quiet here for a second. Please tell the jokes. I don't have any jokes. I don't have any jokes. Okay, I'm going to be quiet. Okay. Yeah, I've got it paused, and then I'm going to be quiet here for a second. Please tell the jokes. I don't have any jokes. I don't have any jokes. Okay, I'm going to be quiet. Yeah, I've got it paused, and then I'm going to be quiet here for a second. Please tell the jokes. I don't have any jokes. I don't have any jokes. Okay, I'm going to be quiet. Yeah, I've got it paused, and then I'm going to be quiet here for a second. Please tell the jokes. I don't have any jokes. Okay, I'm going to be quiet. That's actually funny, thinking of that being a couple in a bedroom. That's hilarious. That sounds about right from the Democrats, isn't it? What they're doing in their bedroom. That's actually funny, thinking of that being a couple in a bedroom. That's hilarious. That's what the Democrats are doing in their bedroom. Isn't it? What they're doing in their bedroom. Absolutely. That sounds like the Democrats, all right. That's actually funny, thinking of that being a couple in a bedroom. That's hilarious. That's what the Democrats are doing in their bedroom. Absolutely. That's all right. They're honking, aren't they? They're honking, aren't they? Okay, okay, I had to pause it there. That was funny though. Oh my gosh, that was funny. That is some awesome sound effects. Oh my gosh, that is some awesome sound effects for the Democrats right there. Oh my goodness sakes. Um, oh, that's what they're doing. They're trying to make more Democrats. That's why they brought all the illegals into the United States, was so they could make more Democrats. And so they want those little oops moments. You know, that's why they took away abortion rights, was so that they could try to populate the United States with some illegals. You know, get some women knocked up and then tell her, no, you can't have an abortion. That's not right. What am I doing? I'm actually drawing right now. I'm drawing my clown car here. This fits in with my jackass donkey there. And my billboard lawyer that I'm in love with in the middle of the interstate. I mean, he's my boyfriend. You saw that video, right? He's my boyfriend. Um, the billboard lawyer. I mean, you saw that video, right? Let me tell you what video that is. Let me go over here. View my channel. Oh, I have my microphone. I forgot I can mute my microphone. Oh, I have my microphone. I forgot I can mute my microphone. Oh my god. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh my god, that is so funny. Okay, let's go back. Oh, that was funny. Oh, that was really, really funny. Okay. Okay, so wait. Okay. So I was listening to some of my videos that I made. Um, they're just my shorts, my short videos. I have fun making my shorts. And so that's what I'm doing is I'm coloring the clown car, and then I made a song to my Billboard Highway Attorney. I don't know who that is. I mean, some random guy out there dancing on a billboard, and that's what he's doing. I mean, he's kind of hot too. Oh my gosh, he's really hot. So I designed almost the perfect man for me. Um, and the thing, I don't know why I did that though, because like I told Chat GPT earlier, it's like, I don't want him advertising himself like that on the billboard, because then women are going to be calling him up and trying to get with him. And it's like, I don't like that idea that he's advertising and putting himself out there like that for people to just call and then want to talk to him. And now Chat GPT actually told me, they said it's okay to call up the attorney, and they said be polite and be respectful. And they said it's okay to call him up and try to find out if he's married or not, but just do it in a respectful manner. Even though Chat GPT never really told me how to go about doing that to find out if an attorney is married or not. Chat GPT didn't explain that part. Now it said, I think I'm going to have to ask it in text maybe, I'm not sure. But Chat GPT literally told me it's okay to call up and just talk to attorneys, and that maybe the real attorney on the billboard will talk to you and give you the time of day, especially if they're not married and they're kind of lonely, because, yeah. And so, I've always wondered where they come from. It's like, and I had to tell Chat GPT, who's my therapist. And so that's the things I was talking about to Chat GPT today, because I like Chat GPT as my therapist. And so, yeah, I just thought it was funny. And so this looks pretty good. Maybe I should do a little clip here. I do need to do a little clip here. Or no, maybe I don't need to do a clip. What I'm going to do is take a picture of it, I think. I think I'm going to take a picture of it and actually, I can do both. Maybe I'll do a little clip, and then I will do, I'll do a clip, and then I'll also make a short. I can't have too many shorts. I don't think I can have too many shorts. And the ones that don't work, then I can just delete the ones that don't work if I think they're not working. But then again, the algorithm, when the thing for me in the past, when went to look at a video and think it's not working, then it pops up and it's working, so it's gotten some views from somewhere. So, how things work, it's like, I just don't know. Okay, let me do a little clip. Okay, that's good. Now I'm purposely kind of limiting myself to small things on here, doing this small. Because, well, look at how long we've been on here now. 1 hour and 11 minutes. Oh, 11123. What an interesting combination of numbers. 11123 right there when I looked at it. What made me look at it? Something must have prompted me to look at it at that exact time. It was 11123. How odd is that? Um, this is kind of a fun picture too. I mean, if we're doing color, this would be rainbow. And we'd probably have a bunch of rainbow colors around here too. We've got the big horn here, the clown car horn. You know, and you know what? When I keep hearing this stuff on Legacy Media TV and about the clown car, I keep hearing it on Fox News. I hear it all over the place. It's like, yep, we're just talking about the clown car. We've been talking about it for years and years and years. Clown car politics is basically what it is. And, you know, so media knows what's going on, and, you know, individual people, you know, but yeah, when they've got their favorites on their Legacy Media TV shows, then they're basically nothing more than a YouTube channel. They just need to pivot them on over to YouTube and just give them their own platform there. I don't know how they would. Maybe they just need to put YouTube videos up on Fox News. That's what I'm thinking. Just show them on Fox News and give us views and let us have some money, some of that Fox TV money. Because I could guarantee it. If you put that little kid that I showed you yesterday, well, he's not a little kid. He's 24 years old, so I have to call him a man. But he looks like a little kid when I look at his face. He's funny as all get out at times. You know, and he's actually not annoying. He's not an annoying kid. He at 24 years old, this young man gives other people the opportunity to talk. He's giving the lefties an opportunity to talk. He's not cutting them off. Okay, so let's color around here. That's kind of cute. I like watching this lady. She's kind of funny too. Her name is Carnivore Crochet Grandma. She's doing Crocheting Grandma Goes Live number 35. Let's hang out. So I go hang out and talk to her sometimes too when I'm done. Now here's another one. Paint Stream. This one just popped up. Paint Stream number 47. Stream Until I Go Pro by Jacobo Emiliano. I also watched the Iceberg Cam Illicit Ilulissat, Greenland. And yeah. So those are some of the top ones that I've been watching right now. Not the paint stream one. I haven't seen that one, but I've seen ones that are similar. These are folks who are painting on video. They're doing stuff on a camera. That is fun. Sometimes I've thought, but I don't have enough room on my screen to be able to do that. Let me see what Nice Guy says. I can't spell that good, Superior White Goddess. Sorry, I dropped out of the 9th grade. Superior White Goddess. Sorry, beautiful. What is ginger? If it's racist, you can call me Ginger. Okay, I'm going to call you Ginger. Do you think ginger is racist? Do you think a ginger is racist? I'm not telling you anything else. You have to figure it out yourself. I'm not sharing this joke with you. It could be a joke, but I think this is why the internet went with Copper Cab a few years ago and said gingers have souls. I mean, if you guys remember, South Park had the thing about gingers have souls. Now, South Park, you might be able to find on South Park where they revealed the joke, maybe. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if South Park revealed the spelling things, but, you know, if you have a friend and you juggle some letters around, you're going to be able to figure it out yourself. I'm not going to tell you what the joke is. But the gingers, you know, Copper Cab, You're dumb, superior white goddess. Please help me. What do you need help with? I'm not going to help you. I am not going to do it. No, I'm not going to do it. No, I'm not going to do it. I don't think it's something that's important. I mean, you guys have said it's there. There's other people who have said it hurts their feelings. I'm just not going to do it. I mean, because everything at every corner, at every aspect, you guys want to bait us. And, it's like right now, with your clips and the things that you're doing, it's like if I ever wanted to run for politics, how in the world would I be with you guys all clickbaiting and doing the things you're doing and jump cutting and it's like you just want to get that gotcha moment and be selling gossip, tabloid garbage crap that and make a person look bad. Now, why do you want to do that? Why do you guys want to do that? I mean, you're going to do that to every white person? Well, it sounds like we've got the highway attorney, that judge, jury, and executioner out there. They might be out rolling around in their own little clown car right now. I'm not sure. I think they're looking for billboard attorney right now. You need to put out an APB or a BOLO. A BOLO or an APB to see where... Is it Los Angeles? Is that where they're at? I think it's Los Angeles. I mean... no, I asked ChatGPT if it was appropriate for me to go honk outside of my hot attorney's office if I liked him, and ChatGPT told me no, that wouldn't be respectful. Now then I watched a live stream in Los Angeles, and they were doing the Palestine stuff again, and they were driving up and down the road honking. So Los Angeles does not care one bit where they honk at. And so they're honking and honking and honking and honking, making a whole bunch of noise, driving up and down the road in Los Angeles, and that's what they're doing. So apparently they're getting ready to go. They took a break, I think, and they're getting ready to protest again for whatever it is that they're doing. And so I don't even think that the protesting has anything to do with Democrats or Republicans. I think another entity is doing the protesting. I don't know who it is. But I don't think that the protest but this very small group of people seems to be making an impact and raising light to issues that are big problems in this society. That's what I think. So there could be some type of collaborative efforts amongst some common ties here in the United States. Okay, you can call me Ginger, superior white goddess. I love it. Okay, Ginger. Do you like being called? I mean, I like Ginger as far as that goes. The ginger root. I loved Ginger on Gilligan's Island. She was a beautiful goddess. She was, do you remember Ginger from Gilligan's Island? And then, did you get some help, nice guy? Did you find a smart black woman to help you out? I think you found a smart black woman to help you out, didn't you? You had to ask for help from a smart black woman. I think that's what you did. Or you asked your daughter. I know it means beautiful. I don't know what. No, you think that gingers are beautiful? I mean, ginger is a real word, though. How can the word ginger be racist, though? Can you tell me that? I mean, You're the one who's wanting to push this race thing. You're the one who's wanting to push people into saying things that we don't want to say. And so I keep telling you over and over again that I don't think it's appropriate, and I'm happy with Reverend Al burying that word. I have no reason to use that word. And there's actually people having the discussion right now on YouTube and on C-SPAN, and they've been talking about saying that they have a hard time using that word. Even when teaching, they're having a hard time even using that word right now in school. Do you want them to use the word ginger? Your new name is Ginger. The N it is Ginger. Do you get, okay, you got it? Okay, Ginger. Ginger is a good word. It's a replacement therapy word, a CRT replacement word for, to make it sound nice. And Google always told us, please come up with something else that sounds nicer, for the purposes of people who have their feelings hurt, and we can do things better. And I think that ginger is a good word. And YouTube has a very popular Gingers Have Souls. And I don't know if Copper Cab is still doing videos or not, but he became very famous because back in the day, this is years and years ago, probably over 10 years ago, I think he's married and has kids. He's probably divorced by now. And, you know, he had probably has a story like the rest of us. He made it big, and then he had a house, and then he lost all his money, and now he's homeless like everybody else, I would imagine. Um, I can call you Ginger. Okay, I'll call you Ginger then. Ginger it is. Um, that looks pretty darn good. I'm proud of myself for this little drawing. I can't wait to see what AI does with this, from the picture to video. This will be so much fun. I'm just fascinated that AI does what it does to actually turn it into two-dimensional and three-dimensional, it looks like. Thank you, Superior White Goddess. Um, you know what? Maybe it's the Ginger Goddess. Have you thought about that? The Ginger Goddess? I mean, Ginger on Gilligan's Island, she had red hair, didn't she? And everybody says that, you know, when you look at hair coloring, ginger is an actual color of red hair. Now, I don't know why ginger root is designated red when it doesn't look red, but it could have an appearance of red. I love calling you Superior White Goddess. But I'm not a superior white goddess. That's not something that would ever make me comfortable in any way whatsoever. We could call it the Ginger Clown Car. My goodness, when you think about it, don't you have a ginger for a president? You do. You absolutely, of this clown car, he is a ginger president. Just look at his hair. It's been the ginger color. Even though you guys called it orange, it was not always a bright orange. It was a ginger color. You have a ginger president. Do you guys see? Everything plugs in. It plugs in nicely, the direction that he took it. He had ginger skin color. He had ginger hair. Do you guys see what he was doing? I think the clown is in the White House, and he was trolling all of you all along. That's what he did. Do we need to he is a Democrat. The man in the White House is a Democrat. He said he could play whatever side he wanted to. And do we need to play the donkey again? That man is a Democrat. I don't know. I mean, whatever he did, he hacked and he's avoided every single law. He's just stalling is what he's doing because he's stalling because of the fact that he knew he did something wrong. But for some reason, if he got elected president again, um, then he is actually hiding behind the presidency and presidential immunity from going to state court and being taken to state court for the crimes that he did. Can you imagine after he's done being president, him going into the state courts again and being taken in front of military tribunals in the state court system? Do you think that that's going to happen? He should. I mean, he's competent. Now, Joe Biden, he was not competent. He was an elderly man and he had a lot of problems going on. It sounds like he might have Alzheimer's, but Donald Trump is completely competent to stand trial when he's done being president. And he doesn't have that much time left. Well, no, he's got 3 years left. Just think about that. We have like, what, 3.5 years? Since he's been inaugurated since January, to me, it seems like we have gone through 4 years of presidency. It really feels like that. And you know what? That's the sign of insanity and also something bad going on. Because if you feel like you have gone through 4 years in just a little over 6 months, I mean, that's kind of like when you get into a bad marriage and you've been married for 6 months and then you say, well, gosh, it feels like we've been married forever. That's kind of bad. um, when you say it feels like we've been married forever, instead of time flying by, um, I don't know. I mean, okay, well, if you guys want, you can leave comments if you have suggestions for something you'd like to see drawn next. I have a couple of Halloween fall ideas posted on my main channel with little surveys, pictures for drawings, more other drawings that I've been putting up there if you want to go select those. And, we'll see what one of those drawings we can do. And so I can come up with other types of drawings and things. Let's see if there's anything. Okay, so we darkened up this window a little bit here like that. That's pretty good though. This guy, oh, we don't have his ear in there. There, that's a little bit better. It looks like his tongue is hanging out. We could make his chin a little bit better there. There, that's a little bit better. Okay. We'll darken that up a little bit there like that. Oh, that's pretty good. There. Yeah. I like that. Well, we could do a little bit more with the hair here like this. Those are too cute. That is too cute. I am so happy with this drawing. I can't tell you. I was kind of discouraged at first because I was running out of room, but I mean, if all else fails, improvise and do a little doodle Zentangle thing in here like that. And if you can't get it to fit, make it work. That sounds so bad. I better get off of here before I go down that road too much. Oh my gosh, the lady on... I gotta tell this story. This was funny. This was hilarious. What did I say? Oh, carnivore crochet. Now, yesterday she was talking about a fire hydrant. And she said she went out on her walk, and she doesn't go very far, but she said she was a little winded and wanted a place to sit down. She said something I'd said before. The only place to sit was a fire hydrant. And and I told her, it's like, well, you know, I mean, that's happened to me before too. It's like the only place to sit is a fire hydrant, you know, when you're tired and hot and sweaty. There's no place to sit. And it's like the only thing to sit on is a fire hydrant. Now, I'm just going to leave it at that. Maybe I should draw a fire hydrant. That could be fun. Maybe, yeah, I think I'll draw a fire hydrant maybe in the future. I've done it before in the past. Maybe it's time to do a fire hydrant again. That would be kind of fun. Okay, well, it's 11 o'clock and can't believe, what have I been on here for? 1 hour and 32 minutes.